What is the thing below the surface that's really killing us from a nutritional standpoint? Let's talk about it.
Indy Jones, back with a trendy flow. I'm still trying to find my voice in this here scenario. Here we go.
Yo, what's going on? My name is Ruslan, hip-hop artist, creative entrepreneur. This channel exists to encourage, empower, inspire people to live out the king's dream for their life. And one of the things about living out the king's dream for your life is living out the king's dream for your body. And so this Teach Me Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about what's really killing us when it comes to a nutritional component. Many debates over this topic, a lot of different camps. You got the no carb camp, the carbs are killing us, you got to stop eating carbs, cut out carbs. And then you got the vegan folks that are like, it's the farmed animals, it's terrible, we got to stop eating meat, just the meat's bad. And you have people in every single different camp with a lot of different points of views. But I'm going to share my point of view. This is my opinion. I am not a nutritionist. I'm not no type of expert. This is just what I've been experimenting and doing with my body that has been drastically working for me. And we got Fit Thursdays coming soon. I'm going to post the after picture. About a couple months ago, I've really dialed in my nutrition. I've been working out for so long and I've been trying to eat healthy and eat clean for so long. But in mid-July, I sat down with Rich, personal trainer friend of mine, and he just is like, dude, what are you eating? And I was like, well, I'm not eating this and I'm not eating this. And he's like, listen, we could just sit for an hour and talk about everything and not eating. What are you eating? Start keeping a log of everything you're eating. And my macro goals, and I'm gonna get a little nerdy for a second, but my macro goals was to try to eat my body weight in protein, lean protein meats and all that kind of stuff. And so I started keeping track of what I ate, and what I discovered is, man, I am definitely nowhere near my macro goal of trying to eat my body weight in protein. And I'm also eating way more than I thought I was eating. And I was also having a lot of carbohydrates, processed carbohydrates and sugar that I was getting from my yerba mate drinks. And shout out to Guyaki, amazing company, love them. I was drinking their flavored teas that actually have a good amount of sugar in them. And so I just started keeping track of that. And then that kind of allowed me to start hitting my macro goals. And all of a sudden I drastically saw the needle move in a radical way. That mixed with intermittent fasting, which is when you eat in an 8-hour window and then you don't eat for 16 hours, not as hard as it sounds. You're basically just skipping breakfast. I eat after I get out of the gym, just optimize that fat burning stage. And so I've just been experimenting and doing different things, which arrives me to where I am right now. We're doing Whole 30. It's day 8 for me of Whole 30. Whole 30 is a basic nutrition plan that basically goes something like, if you can't kill it, pick it, or grow it, you can't eat it. Super simple. So you're cutting out all processed foods. You're going back to whole foods. You're going back to your lean meats. You're going back to a lot of vegetables, fruit, no soda, obviously, no breads, no starchy foods, no pastas, nothing like that. And you're just focusing really clean eating. You're cutting out grains and you're focusing for 30 days to kind of clear your body of everything that you've been eating. That's usually how me and my family eat, is that philosophy. If you can't kill it, grow it, or pick it, you can't eat it. It's what many would call paleo. Whole 30 is a more stripped down paleo. And it's really just coming from, what have humans been eating for thousands of years and hundreds of years? Have humans been eating meat for thousands of years? Yes. Have humans been eating fish? Yes. Have humans been eating eggs? Yes. Have humans been eating so on and so forth? You get it. Vegetables, fruits, nuts. Real simple breakdown on nutrition. So just really simple. We're going to eat real foods. We're going to keep track of what we're eating, but it's not necessarily about keeping track of the amount of calories, because you're changing the quality of stuff that you're putting into your body. And so upon doing that, I was like, man, this is dope. We're going to go even deeper. I was already kind of eating that way, but I was still having cheese occasionally, and I was having my beloved yerba mates that have anywhere from 10 to 50 grams of sugar in them. And I was like, man, I love my yerba mates, but I'm going to give them up because Whole 30 is happening. My wife is an amazing cook. We're going to do Whole 30 for the month. I'm giving up sugar for the month, y'all. No sugar, no Guyaki yerba mates in a can. We're just going to brew the mate, and I'm going to see what happens at the end of this 30 day while I'm still intermittent fasting. Some say you shouldn't do that while you're doing Whole 30, but whatever. I'm still intermittent fasting, hitting the gym 4 or 5 times a week, basketball once a week, really trying to chisel down and get cut. Like I said, after photos coming probably by the end of this month. So in the process, no sugar. Day 1, terrible, horrible. Day 2, I had to go take a nap. Day 3, I think I had to take another nap. And I discovered how freakishly addicted to sugar I was. And it wasn't like I was having a crazy amount. I was probably having between 50 and maybe 120 grams of sugar a day just for my yerba mates. Oh, man, again, I'm not eating any desserts. I'm not eating no breads. I'm not eating anything just for my yerba mate. And so this week I started researching sugar, and I discovered that sugar is like a huge epidemic. A few things that I discovered. The average American eats 152 pounds of processed sugar. We're not talking about sugar that naturally comes in fruit and in certain vegetables. We're just talking about just sugar, like 152 pounds of sugar a year. They say that sugar is 8 times more addictive than cocaine. They say 1 in 10 Americans is legitimately addicted to sugar, like they cannot get off of sugar. And here's the scary part about sugar is it's tied to everything. It's tied to diabetes, it's tied to heart disease, it's literally tied to cancer. Every single thing that could go wrong with your body, it's tied to sugar. And so as I'm detoxifying my body off of sugar, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it's tough. Like I'm day 8 and it's still pretty hard. Like I'm not as upbeat, I'm not as awake, but my body is just getting all the stuff out. I'm only having natural fruit and I'm feeling better and better by the day. And it just hit me, man, I really was addicted to sugar. It was way more amplified last summer when I was having Peterson's donuts almost every night. But just cutting that little bit away. And so I think there's so many debates. Everybody, every camp is going to tell you what you should and shouldn't have. Again, the keto guys are going to tell you don't have carbohydrates or really restrict your carbohydrates, which is just not a sustainable way to live. And when we talk on carbohydrates, we're not talking pizza and bread. We're talking like potatoes and sweet potatoes and broccoli and all that kind of stuff. Like restricting that is just crazy. Historically, Americans have been force-fed to believe that the fats is what's bad for you. And you had a whole marketing campaign of fat-free foods, which they then discovered because they had sugar in them and artificial sweeteners were even worse for you than the original fat that was found in yogurt and cheese and all that kind of stuff. And now, of course, you have the vegan crowd, and the vegan crowd is like, don't kill the animals have a right to live. And I'm like, but you're killing plants. Like, why are animals more? If you feel like we don't have dominion over animals as people, why are you gonna kill plants? I don't know. And the documentary that came out that everybody all of a sudden became a vegan overnight, and they were talking about how an egg is worse for you than a cigarette, which is just complete baloney. And listen, I don't have a problem with what team you're on, what nutritional plan you're following. I just have a problem with people spreading misinformation and people being hypocritical in their position. You see vegans eating on their, Instagram. They're like, yeah, vegan. And then it's just like processed food with all kinds of preservatives in it. And because it's vegan, people think it's healthy, and it's just not. And so what have humans been eating for thousands of years? Lean meats, fish. I eat a lot of lean meats. I eat a lot of fish, potatoes, sweet potatoes, broccoli, a lot of green food, a lot of fruit, and a lot of nuts. So everything besides those things is completely out of my diet. And I could go in a little deeper on this if you want a follow-up video. But what I believe is killing us from a nutritional standpoint is sugar. Now, I'm not one for mass-produced meat. I'll show you guys the meat that I do eat. I'm not one to eat out, and I don't eat, drive-through food like at all anymore. So I'm not advocating, yeah, you should get more red meat. I'm very, very, very conservative with my red meat. So I line up with a lot of vegans on that point. However, to say that meat and eggs are unhealthy for you is just not true, especially if you're having cage-free eggs and you're having lean meats, wild-caught salmon, organic chicken. Those are great foods for you, man. And that's something that civilizations always have eaten. And so that is my nutritional practice. That is how I approach food. Paleo, Whole30, really tough when you get into it. But I'm going to show you guys, me and Zach are about to go to Sean Cano's conference. Like, we're about to get in the car, drive up to Vegas right now. If you're in Vegas and you see this video within the 24 hours of it being released, give me a shout. Maybe I'll connect to a meetup or something like that. But we're going to the Grow with Video conference. Sean Cano, excited. And here's the deal, man. I had to pack a bunch of food. I meal prep because I'm not gonna go to Vegas and play myself, right? What's there to eat? It's a food desert. Like, no way. And I'm sure there's some decent places to eat, but I'm not going in that environment. So I meal prep. I want to show you guys all the stuff that I meal prep to give you an idea of the stuff that I am eating and why I'm eating it. So let's just start with the macros, the important things, your carbohydrates. Of course, I got some hard-boiled eggs. I better not get a comment about how hard-boiled eggs are bad for you. Eggs are amazing. They're one of the healthiest foods. We got, 6 in here? So probably have at least 2 of those a day. Protein, clean carbohydrates. Here's kind of the main meals I'm gonna be having. We have a sweet potato and we got 3 pieces of salmon. And I got 3 of these just in case. Sweet potato, 3 pieces of salmon. I baked this salmon. Well, my wife helped me bake this salmon. The salmon is wild-caught salmon from Aldi. If you have an Aldi by where you live, you definitely need to go pick some of this stuff up. If you didn't know, there's a lot of farmed salmon right now, and farm meat in general just isn't great for you, but farmed salmon specifically isn't good for you because of the mercury levels and a whole bunch of other stuff. Wild-caught salmon at Aldi's. This is $5.99 for a bag like this. And there's a good amount of salmon in this bag. So I got one of those. I literally made the entire bag. I'm gonna be gone for 2, maybe 3 days. Exactly, you know that. Those are the macros I'm bringing, right? Real simple. Salmon, sweet potatoes, eggs. Boom. Now, let me show you guys some of the supplemental stuff I'm bringing. I got a whole baggie of treats. Like I told you guys, the dangerous part about sugar is sugar's in everything. It's in seemingly healthy foods like salad dressing and your whey protein products and your supplements and your tomato sauces and pasta and breads. It's literally in everything. I had to work so stinking hard to find this Primal Kitchen grass-fed collagen protein. It's about 10 grams a scoop. I gotta take 2 scoops of this to get 20 grams of protein. Again, remember, I'm shooting for my body weight in grams of protein. This stuff does not taste the best, but when I mix it into something, it's not super bad. The next thing we got is we got these Lara bars. The dope part about Lara bars is they're literally like 3 or 4 ingredients. Right here, it'll just tell you just 5 ingredients, and it's apples, apricots, cashews, strawberries, spinach. Boom. It's literally those 5 ingredients. That's it. No added sugars. I also just discovered these. My wife hit me to these. Beef sticks. It's just beef, no added sugar. Super duper hard to find regular beef sticks with no added sugar. Mango. I love this brand, no added sugar. They just discontinued it from Costco. So if you're at a Costco nearby, this stuff is delicious, no added sugar, and it has a lot of vitamins in it, all that good stuff. It even has protein in it, which is crazy. And of course, last but not least, trail mix. This is where you get your healthy fats from. This and avocados, but this specifically, you got some raisins, no sugar added. This was found on my local Sprouts. And of course, you got your little cup to make your drinks and stuff like that. So when you're out, of course, you got to stay hydrated. I've been drinking a lot of these LaCroix, just sparkling water with a little flavor, no artificial sweetener. So I got a bunch of those. But you guys know I love my yerba mate. Shout out to Guyaki. I brew my own thing of yerba mate, no sugar added, no sweeteners, nothing like that. And this should hold me down probably for a day or 2. I actually use this as a pre-workout. It helps me with the intermittent fasting. So beneficial on many different levels with the antioxidants and all that kind of stuff. So this is the beverages that I'm bringing. As you can tell, it's a good amount of food. I'm gonna be gone a few days. I don't wanna be in a food desert. I don't wanna be in a place where I cannot find something healthy to eat. So here's my challenge to you guys. Everybody who's watching this video, you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. My challenge to you is, for the next 10 days, I want you to try to go cold turkey, no sugar. It's gonna require effort. It's gonna require you reading your ingredients on what you're actually putting into your body. No sugar, no dessert, no soda, no soft drinks with artificial sweeteners, no sugar at all. First 3 days, no fruit. Try to avoid fruit and try to incorporate some of these foods that I just showed you into your diet, your macros. Sweet potatoes are awesome. Wild-caught salmon, eggs, eat more leafy green foods. I'm not bringing a bunch of leafy foods because it's gonna perish as I'm moving around and traveling, but 3 days, no fruits, 10 days, no sugar. After day 3, you can start incorporating some apples and stuff like that. Here's what it'll do. It's crazy. It'll actually recalibrate your taste buds. It's wild how many of us are walking around and our taste buds are completely shot, meaning that you eat an apple and the apple doesn't taste sweet, or you eat some watermelon and the watermelon doesn't taste sweet. 10 days, no sugar, sugar detox. Try it. Try it for as many days as you can and let me know what you guys think. I know this may be a big challenge for some of you guys, but I want you guys to try this out. I'm doing it day 8. It's tough, but I feel great. I'm going for 30 days. So those of you guys that are watching this, let me know leave a comment. What are your nutritional plans? What are your goals? I know some of you vegans probably hate me, but that's all right. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. What does your nutritional plan look like? Do you want me to talk more about this stuff? Fit Thursdays are coming. They're not here yet, but they're coming. And if you want to see more videos like this happen, 2 things. Make sure you share this video with somebody that needs it and consider joining our Patreon. All right, y'all. Peace.
It's a breeze, boy. I told you it's a breeze. Yo, it's